Yeah. This is your boy, Tone DeShields II. You guys are locked in on another dose of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Supremely grateful to be here with you guys on another day. Today is Tuesday. You guys know what it is. Today is, fortunately and unfortunately, cut down day for not only your Philadelphia Eagles, but for the entire NFL. The Philadelphia Eagles, along with the rest of the teams in the league, must submit their final 53-man rosters by 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 3 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time. So this is a fascinating day for many people, for many teams. Some teams, their path is a little bit more clear. And for other franchises, it's not as simple. And when you think about it from the perspective of the Philadelphia Eagles, there are a handful of players that we could probably campaign for. And there are also a handful of players that we probably don't believe belong on the Philadelphia Eagles roster, right? And we had a pretty in-depth conversation yesterday. If you guys tuned in, if you haven't, please lock in on that. We had a pretty in-depth conversation yesterday, a passionate conversation, an emboldened conversation, right? We got real. We talked about both sides of the equation, the fan perspective and the player perspective, as it pertains to cut down day, as it pertains to what players invest into this game, what fans invest into this game. And now that we've been able to get past that, now we're starting to see the cut down starting to really take shape. And the Philadelphia Eagles have already began to let some players go. And things get a little interesting when you get to the portion of the cut downs where there's a distinct difference between guys that are vested veterans versus guys that are younger, right? I can't remember exactly what the threshold is or the disparity is, but basically, if you're a veteran in this league and you get cut, you don't have to go through waivers. You're just released and you're a free agent. Whereas though, if you're a young player like EJ Jenkins and Zach McPherson, Austin Watkins, guys like that, then you have to clear waivers first. So what we're going to do here, because I don't really have too much of a game plan for this show today, we have a ton of content dropping later on today. I have an episode of The Link Up with Simone Stanley and Lord Brunson. We're going live at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you guys lock in on that. That's 3:15 p.m. Central Time, 2:15 p.m. Mountain Time, and 1:15 p.m. Pacific Time. And then later on tonight, I'm having a late night stream at 9 p.m. Eastern Time with the good brother, Marcus Thomas from Pro Fan Talk, former Philadelphia Eagle player, Eagles alumni. So we have a full slate today, you guys. We have a full day of content. And we're going to be dropping stuff. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff, and we're going to be reacting to the moves. Again, so much still has to be done, but we're going to revisit this, and we're going to discuss the moves that the Philadelphia Eagles have made thus far. Okay, so make sure you guys get comfortable, kick your feet up, smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the show, especially if you're new. Right? If you're new, thank you for being here. Totally understand that you have a ton of options and you're still kicking it with me. Can't take that for granted. So before I get too deep into the content, I want to get some shout outs out. Shout out to NewTube 12 Gaming, S Blunt, Dominique Fowler, War, J Dog, Eagles Playbook Podcast, Martel Ruffin, Jorge Mendoza, Keisha White, Jamal Harris, Denai Prince, Donnie Ford, True Savage, E Money Bentley, KGK. Thank you guys so much for being here. Chin A was good. Thank you guys for being here, man. Eagles Playbook Podcast, my guy. Thank you guys so much for being here. Cody, what's going on? Donald Roan, welcome to the show. So this episode won't be that long because again, we have a full slate of content today. The Link Up at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time, featuring Simone Stanley, Lord Brunson, and myself. And then at 9 p.m. Eastern Time tonight, I'm going live with the good brother, Pro Fan Talk. So make sure you guys lock in. We got so much going on today, and I can't wait to react to the news with you guys. But I wanted to touch base with you guys I wanted to touch base with you guys before the final cut down deadline came by, because so far there have been some cuts that have directly contradicted my 53-man roster prediction, right? So let's bring this up here for a second. Give me one moment. Let me make sure I got myself situated here. Once again, make sure you guys smash that like button. It means a lot to me. Goes a long way. Goes a long way with me. All right, let's see here. Okay. Make sure I got this set up. All right. You know, I think the Philadelphia Eagles, they kind of shocked me a little bit. They shocked me. You know, they cut some people that I didn't think that they would cut quite yet, or if at all. One of those names, and we're going to discuss them later on. EJ Jenkins, that shocked me a bit. That shocked me a bit. So let's get into it. So as of right now, the Philadelphia Eagles have parted ways with Max Sharping, offensive lineman. They parted ways with Perry Nickerson, cornerback. They've also parted ways with quarterback Will Grier. Let's keep it going here. They've also parted ways with edge rusher / outside linebacker Julian Nakora. They've also parted ways with John Ross. So far, Max Sharping, offensive lineman, Perry Nickerson, cornerback, Will Grier, quarterback, outside linebacker Julian Nakora, wide receiver John Ross. Continuing, they've waived EJ Jenkins, someone who I thought would make this roster. So if, in my opinion, if you've already cut ties with CJ Uzoma, you cut or waived EJ Jenkins, you've cut tight end Kevin Fulch, that leaves Albert O. And I don't think Albert O makes this roster. I just haven't seen anything from him in any shape, way, or form. It's very possible the Philadelphia Eagles enter. It's very possible they enter the season with just 2 tight ends on the roster, maybe. Or maybe they waive EJ Jenkins and maybe they think they'll try to bring him back on a practice squad or something like that. It's very at this point, the Eagles can very well just bring in 2 tight ends because they believe the rest of those guys will make it through waivers. It's very possible. Maybe they're trying to get as much defensive talent on the roster as possible because they don't believe those guys will pass through waivers. So yeah, EJ Jenkins, Zach McPherson, cornerback. Eagles drafted him in 2021 in the 4th round. They've also decided to part ways with Austin Watkins, wide receiver Griffin Hebert, edge rusher Teron Jackson, safety Andre Sam, tight end Kevin Fulch, cornerback Sean Stephens. I know a lot of people liked him. Offensive lineman Jason Poe, running back Lou Nichols. I know some people were high on Lou Nichols, but I feel like Tyrion Davis-Price was ahead of him. And then they decided to add wide receiver Anaya Smith to injured reserve. Now, again, my final 53-man roster has kind of been blown up to an extent because Anaya Smith has been placed on IR, which means he's technically not counted against your 53-man roster. And then EJ Jenkins was waived today. So, by my estimation, based off of my 53-man roster, that leaves two roster spots. Because most of these guys that have been waived or cut, I didn't include them. The only players that have been waived, cut, or placed on IR are 2 guys, Anaya Smith and EJ Jenkins. Those were the only two guys that I had making the roster. So far, let me count these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 players have either been cut or added to the injured reserve. Of those 16 players, 2 of them that I had making a roster are not going to be on the 53-man roster. And that's Anaya Smith, who's going to be placed on IR, who didn't really have a good camp and a slow start this preseason, and EJ Jenkins, who, in my opinion, I thought was kind of showing some flashes, but he is a wide receiver that's converted to a tight end. He does still have to improve in his his blocking fits, his blocking ability. He does still have to improve there. But he definitely was the 3rd best tight end in training camp, and he held on to that, but still didn't make the cut, which makes me believe, again, like Mike Garafolo said, like Ruben Frank and Dave Zangaro said, there's a strong chance that the Eagles only bring up 2 tight ends just so they can get more talent from the defensive side. My man Shep, thank you for the super chat, my friend. He says, Shalom, Tone, and true Bird fans. Fly, Eagles, fly. Thank you, Shep. Means a lot to me, man. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. And I'm going to get to your comments too, by the way. I got you guys covered. Let's read some of them so far. So Donald Rohn says, Anais on IR so they can make more room and can keep another wide receiver. Anais would not clear waivers. They are banking on Jenkins clearing waivers. Yeah, I agree with that. So based off of my 53-man roster prediction, 2 of my guys are not on the roster. So that leaves 2 spots. That leaves 2 spots. So that could be a spot for Ben Van Sumeren, who wasn't on my initial 53. That could be a spot for Eli Ricks, who didn't make my initial 53. Or it could be Oren Burks. My man Joey Shakes in the building. He says tight end is a mess. Hopefully EJ makes it back. Jack Stoll released. Yeah, Jack's. You know what? It's funny. Jack Stoll being cut last year, or being cut, I guess, or not. But his contract wasn't renewed. But Jack Stoll is a really, really, really good blocker. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Philadelphia Eagles bring him back just for the sake of that. And then maybe if EJ makes it through waivers, they can bring him back on the practice squad. EJ is definitely a developmental piece for sure. But that tight end position is not sound at all. You have Dallas Goedert, who's talented but battles injuries here and there. You have Grant Kakatera, who I like his talent, but he can't stay healthy either. So that's pretty much the situation with the tight end position. It's pretty shoddy at best. And it's funny. I used to always have conversations with people, and I would say, "Yeah, I'm not worried about the tight end position." But now I am worried about it because you didn't elevate EJ Jenkins to the 53. So that just tells me right then and there, beyond Grant Kakatera, you weren't really impressed with anybody. Nobody really showed their weight in gold. So that's funny money. That's funny money. So let me pull up my 53-man roster prediction, and then we're gonna go through it and see who got cut so far. So like I said, Anaya Smith. So let's put an X here. Let's put an X right there. Because he didn't make the roster. Put X there. So Anaya Smith and EJ Jenkins. All right. So as of right now, based off what they've done, 2 players that I thought would make the roster did not make the roster. Anaya Smith. Let me add this right here too. IR. Waived. All right. So there we are. Let's see. Let's look at the comments here. Donald Rohn says, looking into the future, the draft will be for tight end and linebacker next year. We'll see. JK says, what is Anais on IR with? He was fine. I'm glad you said that, JK. He was fine, wasn't he? And then all of a sudden, he wasn't. All of a sudden, this ankle injury came up. So I think this is the Philadelphia Eagles just trying to play the loophole games. His ankle is bothering him. So that gives the Philadelphia Eagles a chance to add him to IR. His ankle is bothering him, you guys. That's what they say. So he's on IR. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it, man. Ross and Found says there's a report that Eli Ricks made the cut. Really? Interestingly enough, we won't know for sure. Wow. Okay. Wow. Sorry, you guys. I got a DM from a friend, and it kind of rocked me a little bit. Sorry about that. Man, Joey, we'll talk. S Blunt says smart move to bubble wrap Smith on IR. I agree. And remember, we talked about this, right? We said that there are a few scenarios where Anaya Smith doesn't make this roster, right? Either they cut him and take the risk, thinking that he'll make it through waivers, or they'll come up with some sort of injury and he'll be on IR. Now that begs the question. Will the Philadelphia Eagles give Paris Campbell a roster spot? Or will they just go into the season with 5 wide receivers? That's something to think about. Let's see. Donald Rohn says the Eagles want to keep an eye, but no, he's not ready. Give him time to grow. Yeah, man, they like him. But we'll see. Big Trag says Johnny Wilson, the tight end Tone. That's a good question. Maybe they're looking at it like that, right? Big Trag. Maybe they're looking at it like that. Maybe they're looking at it from the perspective of Johnny Wilson. He's our best blocking wide receiver. Maybe we put him in situations to block, but we haven't seen Johnny Wilson put his hands in the dirt at all. At the tight end spot. So I don't know how much stock I put into it, but his blocking ability is up to par with some of the best tight ends. His blocking ability is up there with Dallas Goedert. So maybe they're looking at it from that perspective. Maybe they're rationalizing it like that. But they definitely need more help at tight end, Trag. They need more help. There's also another scenario where Paris Campbell doesn't make the roster. They allow him to go through waivers or whatever it may be, and then they bring him back like that. As Blunt says, Albert O was waived per John McMullen. It will be interesting if Stoll returns. He was waived by the Giants. Oh, okay, so Albert O officially has been waived. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's keep this thing going. See, this is why it's so dope to do these live streams, because there's so much news coming across the wire. Let's see what we got. My man Warv, what's going on with the $4.99 super chat? Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you for rocking with me. He says the bonus said be on the lookout of Noah Brown since he has ties with Kellen. I don't know if he makes it. I don't know if he makes it through waivers though. Interesting. So hold on, time's up. Are we under the okay? Let me ask you guys this, right? Give me a thumbs up if you believe the Philadelphia Eagles are only going to elevate 5 wide receivers. Give me a thumbs down if you only think they're going to elevate. If you think they're going to elevate 6, that 6 being Paris Campbell. Give me a thumbs up if you think they elevate 5 wide receivers. Give me a thumbs down if you think they elevate 6. Because now I'm under the impression that they elevate 5, and then they check out the waiver wire for their 6th if they decide to bring up a 6th. Because now I'm starting to believe that they're only going to elevate 5. S. Blunt says 5. And thank you again, War, for the $4.99 super chat, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you. S. Blunt for 5. Warv says he thinks we keep 6. So if you think we keep 6, Warv, that means that you think Paris Campbell is going to be that 6th guy, right? Warv said last week before Dotson, I would have said 5. Okay. Keisha White says thumbs up for 5. Jorge, thumbs up for 5. Donnie, thumbs up for 5. NewTube, thumbs up for 5. Khalid, thumbs up. Okay. China, thumbs up. Okay. Warp said 5. Okay, got it. AJ Harris says 6. Okay, so AJ Harris thinks that there's going to be 6. So AJ, do you think that 6th wide receiver will be Paris Campbell? Is that who you think it is? Let's see. China, thumbs up. Dominique Fowler, thumbs up for 5. Ray Bailey, thumbs up for 5. James McFadden said thumbs down. So James thinks we keep 6. Matt Weeks thinks we keep 5. Will Kelly, thumbs down for 6. Interesting. JK says thumbs up for 5. So those of you who think they keep 6, who's that 6th wide receiver? Because Paris Campbell is the only name I can think of. AJ Harris says Paris Campbell. Okay. All right. Chin says Quez got cut. Bring him back. China said, hell nah, keep Quez. Nah, catching ass on that side of that. Yo, y'all out of pocket, man. Will Kelly says Campbell for sure. James McFadden says they're not on the roster yet. Ah, clever guy, you. Clever guy. Yeah, that's a possibility. Big Trag says, I take a flyer on Terrence Marshall Jr. I liked him in LSU. David believes Campbell. Shep believes Campbell as well. Will Kelly said Ross didn't do enough. Well, I'm glad you brought him up because John Ross got cut. Where is it? John Ross got cut. Unfortunately, John Ross didn't do enough. He got hurt. He dealt with the concussion, and he couldn't really show what he can do on a consistent basis. So, unfortunately, John Ross no longer on the roster. Maybe he gets picked up from another team that needs wide receiver depth. Let's see. Chris Scott says John Ross did more than Paris Campbell. I mean, he was more John Ross definitely got more game snaps than Paris for sure. That's a fact. I can't argue against that. Brian Stetcher says, I think Jack Stoll resigns with the Eagles again. So real quick, let's go through these names that got cut, waived, or placed on IR again, okay? So we have offensive lineman Matt Sharping, cornerback Perry Nickerson, quarterback Will Greer, off-ball linebacker Julian Okora, wide receiver John Ross. These players have been cut. They are officially free agents. And then the waiver wire, guys who've been waived, who have to clear waivers. That's tight end. Excuse me. That's tight end. E.J. Jenkins. Cornerback, Zach McPherson. Wide receiver, Austin Watkins. Wide receiver, Griffin Hebert. Defensive end, Teron Jackson. Safety, Andre Sam. Tight end, Kevin Fulch. Cornerback, Sean Stephens. Offensive lineman, Jason Poe. Running back, Lou Nichols. And to injured reserve, Aniyah Smith. There you have it. Matt Week says, I hope EJ makes at least a practice squad. I like what I saw out of him in preseason. Yeah, man. I would love to have EJ. I would love to have EJ on that practice squad. I would really, really like that. Jonathan Harvey says, Paris Campbell to the practice squad. We'll see. Punjab Kings fan says, I hope my boy Eli Ricks makes it. You know what's funny, man? I didn't have Eli Ricks making my initial 53. But the more this drags on, and based off of the moves they've made, again, out of all the players that have been cut, waived, or placed on IR, 2 of my guys on my final 53 did not make it. So that leaves 2 roster spots. Could be for Eli Ricks. Could be for BVS, Ben Van Sumeren. Brian Stetcher says, should the Eagles get Jalen Mills back at safety and trade Bradbury? Trading Bradbury, it doesn't seem like there's any deals for him, for being honest. And then as far as Jalen Mills, I don't know. I think they're okay in terms of their talent. I think they'll much rather have Avonte Maddox there as a backup. James McFadden says, what's the deal with Ngata? I don't know, man. I don't know. He's a talented dude. Played at Clemson. Was productive there. He can't cut through. Just has too many mental lapses when he plays. Matt Week says, I'll pass on bringing Mills back. Time to leave Mills to the past. I agree. My man S. Blunt says, 135 people watching. Hit that like button. Yeah, you guys, smash that like button, man. We got over 140 people tuned in. We only got 47 likes. Hit that like button, y'all. We need that. We need that. We need that. That like button is currency. Currency. Smash that like button. Make sure that matches up, man. We got over 140 people here, and we only got 48 likes, man. We need it to add up. So thank you guys so much for hitting that like button. It means a lot. Punjab Kings fan says, hi, what's up? New to the channel. Hey, Punjab Kings fan. Thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for finding a home here. Hope you hit that like button. Hope you are subscribed as well, my friend. I really do appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. Thank you. All right, let's see what we got here. Will Kelly says Pickett got Ross cut. Oh man, that's a bad John, man. I hope not. Matt Week says hard pass on Quez. China says love Ross's story, but his story ain't gonna get us a ring. China, you right about that. And we spoke about it yesterday, man. There's gonna be some people with broken hearts. There's gonna be some people that's excited, happy. You know, it comes with the territory. Brian Stetcher says he thinks Jack Stoll will resign with the Eagles again. That's very possible because what they want out of that tight end 3 position is somebody who can block. And Jack Stoll has shown an ability to be able to block. Jamar Harris says we could be picking up another tight end. 9 have been cut. Yeah, man, the tight end pool is pretty large right now. It's growing. So there is a chance that we pick up another tight end. It's possible, man. Thank you, Punjab Kings fan. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Joshua Mullen says Wilson is going to surprise some people. Johnny Wilson is a fascinating prospect, man. I'm excited about what his future holds. SC Birds fan says, first things first, let me give you that like my guy. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, y'all. I appreciate it. Punjab Kings fan said, get Bradbury off this team. Oh, man. You guys, look, the longer this thing draws out, we have no idea. We have no idea how this thing may shake out. We have no idea how this thing shakes out. We have no idea how this thing shakes out. Okay, let's see. Mm. Jay says, just tuned in. Any news? No updates quite yet, my friend. No updates yet. No updates yet. Let's see what we got here, though. No updates yet. But so far, though, as far as roster cuts go, it's been Max Sharping, offensive lineman, Perry Nickerson, cornerback, Will Greer, quarterback, off-ball linebacker Julian Okora, wide receiver John Ross, tight end E.J. Jenkins. They've also waived the other tight end, Albert O, cornerback Zach McPherson, wide receiver Austin Watkins, another wide receiver in Griffin Herbert, defensive end Teron Jackson, safety Andre Sam, tight end Kevin Fulch. The Eagles have waived 3 tight ends: E.J. Jenkins, Albert O, Kevin Fulch. They've also waived cornerback Sean Steffens, offensive lineman Jason Poe, running back Lou Nichols, and they've sent Anais Smith, the rookie wide receiver, drafted in the 5th round. They sent him to IR. So based off of my 53-man roster prediction, out of all those players, 2 guys on my list did not make the cut. So that leaves 51 spots. I'm sorry, that leaves 2 spots. Warv says, man, we obsessed with Stoll. Bro, I don't know what it is, man. I like Stoll. Warv, to your point, man, I don't know, man. I like dude. I like him. I like him. I can't even front, Warv. I can't even front. Chris Scott says, Tone, in my humble opinion, is a top Eagles content creator. Oh, he's okay. Tone, in my humble opinion, as a top Eagles content creator and should have 50Ks by now, the content is top notch. Oh, I get it. My bad, man. I get it. You're saying Tone, in my humble opinion, is a top Eagles. Okay. Hey, Chris, man, I appreciate your love, bro. Thank you, bro. I really do appreciate the support. I appreciate your perspective. It means a lot to me. I do my best. I want to just give you guys good content. I want to give you guys my energy, my passion, my love for the game. I want to give you guys my honest take on things. And that's pretty much how I do this thing here, man. So, Chris, thank you so much for your kind words. That means a lot to me. It motivates me. It inspires me, bro. It just lets me know that I'm doing the best I can, and you guys are noticing. So, Chris, thank you so much for your kind words. It really means a lot to me. He says, get these subs and likes up. If there's 150 people in here, there should be 150 likes. Hey, it's getting there, man. It's getting there. Dominique says, trying to tell y'all with the pickup of Jahan Dotson, I just don't think they're too invested at tight end. Man, it's interesting because Dallas Goedert has dealt with injuries. Gurren Kakatera has dealt with injuries. That tight end position doesn't really have a strong foundation. You want somebody that can block other than Dallas Goedert. Chip Tooth Eagle. He said it's the thuggish, ruggish tone. I appreciate it, man. Shout out to Bone Thugs. Anime and Philly Eagles, what's going on? He said, Chris, you preaching. Since I caught you on LB's joint, I've been tuning in. Glad to finally catch you live. Hey, thank you so much, Anime. I really do appreciate you, bro. Thank you. It means a lot. I'm actually going to be live later on at 4:15 p.m. Eastern time with Simone Stanley and Lord Brunson for the Link Up. Our 3rd official episode of the Link Up. Technically our 4th connection. So I can't wait. Kev Talking Bird says, so with Nias on IR, does that mean that Campbell makes the roster? Yo, Kev, that's a good question. And also, shout out to Kev, man. Kev, that's my guy. Kev does a good job on the Eagles Unleashed podcast. He does great work. He does great work with Eagles Uncut. He's working with Wheezy, Quezzy, I believe, runs the Eagles Playbook podcast, if I'm not mistaken. I want to make sure I got that right here. The Eagles Playbook podcast, my man Quezzy. He does good work. So shout out to Kev. Shout out to Eagles Uncut. Shout out to Wheezy, the Dreaded Eagle. Shout out to my man Quezzy, who runs the Eagles Playbook podcast. Shout out to those guys, man. Kev says, so with Nias on IR, does that mean Campbell makes the roster? I want to think, yeah. I want to think, yeah. But at the same time, I'm not sure. That's the we got another one, y'all. Kendall Milton. We got another one. Kendall Milton. Let's see what we got here. We got another one. Let's see. All right, man. Let's see. Big Trag says Kendall Milton just waved. Hey, man. So far, Lou Nichols has been waived. Kendall Milton has been waived. That leaves Tyrion Davis-Price. I told you guys, man. Tyrion Davis-Price. He's the move. That's the guy. That's the move. That is the move. That is the move. Will Kelly says 4 running backs again. I said that, man. Eagles Playbook says, Tone, I told you yesterday he would make it. Yeah, man, we talked about it. You know, I think they keep 4 running backs. I think Tyrion Davis-Price makes it. And so far, so good. Relative Time Work says, former Eagles clipboard jockey Nate Sudfeld was cut by Detroit. Is he better than Pickett? He might be. Shoot. He might be. Big Trag says the tough cuts are coming up, Tone. Absolutely. So let me, as a matter of fact, this is what I'm going to do here, because I want to make sure I'm tracking this properly. Make sure we don't miss anything. Make sure we don't miss anything. All right, give me 1 second, y'all. All right, so here we are. Here we are, you guys. So far. This is where we are right now, so far. And also, let me add. Give me 1 second. Make sure I got this right here. Mm-hmm. All right. All right. There you go. So this is the latest, you guys. This is the latest. And one of you guys said, so who do we have? You guys said Kendall Milton. Kendall Milton. There we go. So these are all the people who've been cut. This is where we are, you guys, so far. Beauty as her name says, it's hard to locate y'all YouTube channel. The link up. I don't see it in anyone's description. Drop the link for the channel. It's not a channel. It's not a channel. The episodes just stream on all 3 of our channels. It just streams on all 3 of our channels. All right. Brandon Smith got it. So what I'll do is I'll actually drop the link to the show in the live stream so you guys don't miss it. How about that? I'll do that for you, Beauty. Give me 1 second. So yeah, it's not a channel. It's just we stream it on all 3 of our channels. That's all. Yep. I just posted the link so you guys can check it out. All right, let's see. All right. Moose Brown says I actually like that 4 running back move. Yeah, me too. C to the R says no way Price makes a team. We should keep Harris Campbell for wide receiver depth. You can argue Kendall Milton. You can argue Terry and Davis Price showed you more. You can argue that. Punjab says Van Sumeren looked good. He did, man. Ben Van Sumeren was the highest graded. Ben Van Sumeren was the highest graded defensive player for the Philadelphia Eagles according to PFF. And by the way, you guys, this live stream isn't going to be that long. I'm going to be live again at 4:15 p.m. Eastern time with Lord Brunson and Simone Stanley. So, and also I'm going to be live again later on tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time with Pro Fan Talk on both of our channels. So we're going to listen, you guys. There's going to be content all day with me and some special friends of mine. My man S. Blunt with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. He said 21 moves to go. I'm still thinking 3 running backs. Also, Nick and Howie have a press conference at 4:15. So not sure if y'all want to catch it before going live. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Because of time restraints, for us, we won't be able to do it later. So we're gonna have to roll with that. We're gonna have to roll with this. But yeah, as Blunt, that is the challenge, right? That is the challenge. Thank you so much for the $4.99 donation, my friend. I really do appreciate you, big bro. Thank you. Antoine Thomas says, I'm a big fan of the show. I'm a sub. I hit the like button. Go Birds. Hey, Antoine, thank you so much, my man. I appreciate it. CJ Johnson says, any other notable cuts besides Ross? Well, so far, here are all the cuts and the releases. Here's everything for everybody. So those that have been released, Will Greer, John Ross, Julian Okora, Perry Nickerson, Max Sharping at tight end. We have, let me zoom in on this to make it a little easier for everybody to read. We waived EJ Jenkins, running back Lou Nichols, offensive lineman Jason Poe, Zach McPherson, Sean Steffens. I know a lot of people liked him. Kevin Folsch, safety Andre Sam, defensive end Teron Jackson, wide receiver Griffin Hebert, wide receiver Austin Watkins, Kendall Milton, linebacker Brandon Smith, and Aniyah Smith was sent to waivers. I'm sorry, IR. He was placed on IR. Carol Hockaday, thank you so much. She says, love your show. I really do appreciate your $10 super chat. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm glad that you found a home here. I know that you have a ton of options, and I'm just grateful that I'm grateful that I'm one of them. Super grateful that I'm one of them. If you guys are just hopping in, you guys are tuned in to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Make sure you guys smash that like button on the way in. Make sure you guys smash it on the way out. It means a lot to me, you guys. That like button is currency in this YouTube space. Smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Thank you. Thanks again to Carol Hockaday with the $10 super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Jay says, doesn't matter what I thought of John Ross. The front office thought he would be better off going. Oh, man. Jay said, F me, right? 757 CJ was good. He says, what's good, Tone? I like Ben Van Sumeren. I was watching him diagnose and read things effectively. I think he's going to develop into a good player, really good athlete and good instincts. Yo, listen, man, Ben Van Sumeren had a really good game, man. He was the highest graded defensive player for the Philadelphia Eagles against the Vikings, according to PFF. He had like an 85 grade or something like that, or 84, 83 grade. He did very, very, very well. He was their best defender. He was good in pass coverage. He was good in run fits. He was good running sideline to sideline. He plays really fast. He's really athletic. Joshua Mullen says, Tone, can we bring Jenkins back? We can. We can definitely bring EJ Jenkins back, but it all depends on if he makes it through the waiver wire. And you know what? Let's break that down, right? That's the difference between being waived and released. So when you're a vested veteran, when you have but so many years in the game, you don't have to go through waivers. You're just flat out released, and you can go to any team that'll sign you. Whereas though, if you're a young player like EJ Jenkins, Lou Nichols, Zach McPherson, guys like that, you have to go through waivers, which gives teams an opportunity to go through a pecking order, it basically gives teams that aren't as good a chance to build out their rosters. And if you make it through waivers, then you're just a free agent. So that's pretty much the difference. When you get waived, you got to go through a whole pecking order. You got to go from the worst team to the best team to see if you get picked up, and then you become a free agent. Whereas though when you just get released like John Ross or Will Greer, you're just a free agent, and anybody can pick you up at any given time. You got your pick of the litter. You can't get claimed when you get released. You just sign on somewhere. So yeah, just going through these names again, you guys. John Ross, Will Greer, Julian Okora, Perry Nickerson, Max Sharping have been released, meaning they are free agents. They can sign anywhere. EJ Jenkins, Lou Nichols, Jason Poe, Zach McPherson, Sean Steffens, Kevin Fulch, Andre Sam, Teron Jackson, Griffin Hebert, Austin Watkins, Kendall Milton, and Brandon Smith have all been waived, meaning that they have to go through the waiver wire before they can land on a roster. Before the Philadelphia Eagles can probably dip and bring those guys back in, those guys got to make it through waivers first. Jose Serrano. Oh, and by the way, Anaya Smith has been placed on IR. So based off of this, there are two players that didn't make that were on my initial or my final 53-man roster, and two of those guys didn't make it. Where I lost that comment. Where is it? Jose Serrano, my man. Welcome to the show, big dog. And also, let me make sure I took care of people with their wrenches. I'm gonna read that comment, Jose. Give me a second. Worf, let's make sure we get you a wrench, Worf. Add as a moderator. And Carol Hockaday, let's make sure we get you as a moderator as well. All right. There we go. So Jose Serrano says, with cut day hair, why does it feel like Howie will make a move that no one will see coming? Because that's what he does. He's good for that, man. He's so good for that. He's so good for making a move that no one sees coming. Make sure you guys smash that like button on the way in. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out, you guys. Don't forget, that like button is the real deal. Moves Brown says EJ Jenkins can kick rocks for real. He stumbled into a few good plays, but he lacks the coordination to be what I think people see him as. He's a big, clumsy dude deep down. Oh man, that's kind of mean, man. Hey, yo, Moves just read the shit out of EJ Jenkins. He just totally just went off. Benny Boom 68 says Jenkins won't last long on waiver wire. A lot of teams probably wanted him before the Eagles picked him up. You may be onto something. Moves Brown thinks otherwise though. Donald Roan says I just heard that Boston Scott was cut or was waived. Yeah, man. 757 CJ says, "Hey yo, I got your back, G. My son and I rep the birds behind enemy lines." 757 CJ, my brother. Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, listen, I'm holding it down for the Eagles behind enemy lines too. I was born and raised in Philly. I moved to Texas last year. So you guys can do the math on that. All I know is Philly, but now I'm in Texas. So I got to live with that. But it's all good, though. I like Texas. Relative Time Work says, are our kick return situation solidified or still up in the air? It's a good question. I think they like Will Shipley at kick return. I think they like him there. I think they also like Cooper DeJean there too. I think they like that. Nah, get the hell out of here, Moves. How do you mean that respectfully? Yo, you out of pocket, bro. He said, I mean that respectfully. You out of pocket. Dominique Fowler says, damn, what kind of critique is that of EJ? He ain't that bad, is he? I don't think he that bad. Moves just start going off the deep end. He is not that bad. He is not that bad, man. I really thought EJ would make the roster, though. I really did. Okay, update. Per McLean. Oh, we on to something, you guys. We getting something to shake. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Here we go. Wow. Albert O will be placed on injured reserve after undergoing a core muscle repair, an NFL source said. He has a projected 6 to 8 week recovery time. Okay, so let's adjust this real quick. Let's adjust this. So Albert O. Tight end Albert O. All right. So there you go, you guys. Damn, that's crazy. So here we go. Albert O and Anaya Smith have been placed on IR officially. Ian 7659 says Albert O lives off the field. Dude collecting the pension check. Y'all got jokes, man. I can't stand y'all. My man, Desert Eagle 90, my guy. That's my guy, man. Desert Eagle's that ball. He says, well, was excited for Albert O, but we never really got to see him perform. Bruh, facts. Like, come on, man. Eat your Wheaties, drink your milk, do something. Do something. Eagles playbook says Albert O trash. Taekwon TV, what's good, bro? Moves Brown says we waived Andre Sam. We better pick him up on waivers, yo. He got some potential. I like Tristan McCullum more than Andre Sam, if I'm being honest with you. I like Tristan McCullum way more. I like him way more. Brian Stetcher says, I've been a big Eagles fan since I was younger, and I have autism. I rep this team every year, and we got a great quarterback, Jalen Hurts. He's very talented, and he keeps winning. That's another thing. Yeah, Brian, you're right. Brian, you're so right, man. Jalen Hurts, he just wins. You know, a lot of people want to talk trash about him, but he just wins. He wins games. And sometimes when people can't quantify your greatness, they try to dismiss it. When people can't put a number or they can't find a reasoning for your greatness, they dismiss it. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. You keep fighting. You keep putting your best foot forward, and you be the best version of yourself. So, Brian, it is what it is, man. We'll see them at the finish line. When we hit the jeweler, you know what I mean? Bust down the Super Bowl ring. I need 100 diamonds. Manny Fresh, he said, just got here, but we waived EJ. I refuse to believe Albert O is making it. He's on IR, Manny Fresh, so there we go. Punjab Kings fan says McCollum is going to be a good backup if they keep him. I like McCollum. I do. I didn't have him making my initial 53, though. I really didn't. But I do think the Eagles like him. I'll say that. CJ says Tone and Trag. I'm gonna look for an Eagles nest. I'm gonna look for an Eagles nest out here. I only watch games at the house. Only other way I could watch in public is around other Birds fans. I go crazy during the games, good or bad. Yo, facts, bro. CJ, that's why I can't live stream the games because I get too excited, good or bad. Reese says, "Hey, my man got boots there." Jerron Ennis. I went to high school with. I went to high school with Jerron Ennis. I went to high school with him. He was. I think he was a year behind me. I think I graduated a year before him. But he says, "What about Eli Ricks? Is he going?" No, Eli Ricks is still. Eli Ricks is not going yet. Now, granted, I didn't have him making my initial 53. But so far, it's looking like he's on his way there. Move said, nah, Eli Rick's not going yet, and let's hope it stays like that. CJ said, Boots the future. He definitely is, man. That's that, he a problem. He a problem. I want to see him and Terrence Crawford fight, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's not much in it for Terrence Crawford. But Boots, he coming. He coming for sure. Warv says, so if we keep Ricks, Job is gone then, right? Yeah, I think so. I don't think Josh Job did enough. I really don't. Antonio Holmes says they love Albert O. They know something we don't. Well, shoot, man. They better tell us on the secret because I'm tired of them stashing Albert O in his roster. There's always something, man. There's always something with his behind. Jameer Adams says Boots can beat Crawford. It'd be a hell of a fight. It'd be a hell of a fight, man. Did Max Sharpen get released? Sure did. So here we are, you guys. Let's go through the list again of guys who've been released in wave. So players that have been released: John Ross, Will Greer, Julian Nakora, Perry Nickerson, Max Sharping. Players that have been waived: E.J. Jenkins, running back Lou Nichols, Jason Poe, Zach McPherson, Sean Steffens, Kevin Folsch, Andre Sam, Teron Jackson, Griffin Hebert, Austin Watkins, Kendall Milton, Brandon Smith. And as far as injured reserve, Anaya Smith has been placed on injured reserve. And so has the tight end Albert O. S. Moyne says, I don't like how Job plays. His cover is too soft. I agree 100%. I feel like Josh Job plays up the line of scrimmage so much, and I hate it. I hate it. Jameer Adams says Frank Gore Jr. just got released. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. Moves Brown says, man, Josh Job need to be on here with us. Reese says, Boots will stop Crawford. Hey, man, I'm not going to say either or. I'm just going to say, because, I'm Philly. I'm Philly to the death of me. So if they do fight, I'm pulling for Boots. I like Terrence Crawford. I'm a Terrence Crawford fan, but if they fight, I'm pulling for Boots. Straight up. I'm Philly all day. I'm Philly everything. All day, every day. But I do think it's going to be a tough fight for both of them. I don't think it's just going to be a runaway for anybody. I think both of those that fight could go the distance. Shep with the $5 super chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. He says, I definitely hope Eli Ricks makes the 53. Hey, listen, let me ask y'all a question. Because I know we all saw that Vikings game. And I got to ask you guys, what is it about Ricks that you guys like? And I'm not trying to be funny here. I'm not trying to ask a loaded question. I'm really curious. What is it about Ricks what is it that you guys like about him? Thank you again for the $5 super chat, Shep. I really do mean that. Thank you. CJ says, I don't know if Bud fights Boots. High risk, little reward for Bud. I want to see that fight close to 50-50 in my opinion. Yeah, that's my point too, right? I feel like that fight would be. I feel like Terrence Crawford is taking more of a risk than he has to taking that fight. You know, that's a fight that he doesn't need. You feel what I'm saying? He don't need that fight. But Boots, I'm not going to say he need that fight, but that fight would help Boots. That fight will help him a lot. Move says, hey, I rock with Boots heavy too, but you're not talking subjectively. If you think Boots can just stop. No. I don't think that. Oh, you probably talking about the other guy. But yeah, you probably talking about who said that? My man, who said that? Who said that? I'm trying to remember who said that. Ree. You talking about Ree. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that simple. I think that fight will go the distance. If it did happen. All right, let me see here. Ward with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. He says, I like Ricks, but he looked awful in that Vikings game. Yeah, man. He didn't look good in that Vikings game at all. He was getting worked. Ward says he's aggressive. He's there. He just has to make the play. Yeah, bro. Like there was a play where he had the guy. All he had to do was turn his head, and he didn't turn his head. That was a bad look to me. Thank you again for the super chat, Worf. Punjab Kings fan says Ricks is a flashy, rangy corner. KGK says Spencer will work Boots. Everybody calm down. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all talking crazy. I Shine 101 says Eli Ricks flashes a lot, just not consistent just yet. He's coming along. Will Kelly says, I like his aggressive play. Donald Rohn says he plays tough, up in your face defense. I didn't see that in that Vikings game. My man S. Blunt says there's been a ton of love for Rick since last year. I think he's okay, but I would rather trade him. I'm hearing that too. Joshua Mullen says, to be honest, Tone, I really don't see anything special Ricks did. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see anything special about him. Like, I like him. And he came in some pretty he came in for some crucial snaps in that Dolphins game, right? He had a pretty solid game against the Dolphins. But I don't really see anything special about him. Talented, though, I think he's talented. But he's too inconsistent for me to love him the way some of y'all do. He's too inconsistent. Will Benacore says Ricks has been okay so far. Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like he's been okay. Cody said Eli Ricks has the Tyreek Hill tape on the side. That's true. He's going to live off that Tyreek Hill tape for a while. Reed says if I had to pick between Joe or Ricks, I'm going with Ricks. Me too, by the way. Me too. If I had to choose, I'm going between those two guys. I mean, I'm going with Ricks. If I had to choose between those two guys, I'm going with Ricks. Dank says he had a pick 6 in preseason last year. That's why people like him. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that, Dank. If you guys haven't already, please make sure you smash that like button. It means a lot to me, goes a long way. We have over 180 people in the live stream. We only got 124 likes. Let's go on a like rampage, you guys. Let's go on the like spree. Let's smash that like button, y'all. Give me everything you got. Let's hit that like button. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Chin says, I don't trust Ricks. A starting Alabama corner going undrafted. There's something there teams really don't like. That's a good point, too. That's a very good point. You were in the SEC going up against top-tier wide receiver competition at Alabama, and you didn't get drafted. That is a little we got something next. Uh-oh. Here we go. Paris Campbell. Here it is. Paris Campbell just got cut. Here we go. It's official. Paris Campbell got cut. You know what that means, you guys. The Philadelphia, and by the way, let me go back to my because now Paris Campbell is not here anymore. So that means the Eagles are only going in with 5. All right, man. 5 it is. Hey, Will, 5 it is. Damn. 5 it is. 757 CJ says, oh, shoot. I think Johnny Mac said that was an under the radar possibility. Definitely. Dang says 5 for now. Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't be surprised. If they pick up another wide receiver through the waiver wire. Desert Eagle 90 says, I got 5 on it. Deng says it's the initial 53, more moves on the way. Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't you doubt it for a second. Howie Roseman is working. He has a plan. Warv says Noah Brown. That's a possibility. Or Terrence Marshall Jr. AJ Harris says, damn, wasn't expecting that, but we did get Dotson, though. Facts. Jahan Dotson changed the game for us. Jorge Mendoza says we should get Frank Gore Jr. It'd be cool to see another father-son move for the Eagles. I forgot the Eagles had Frank Gore at one point, but barely. Cody with the $2 super chat. He said John Ross and Paris Campbell being cut is wild. Yeah, man, that is crazy. But don't be surprised if they cut him and then they bring him back. You know, often a lot of these teams make a handful of under the table deals. They'll cut a player, right? And then they'll tell them, hey, listen, don't go too far. We just want to get this person on the roster. We're going to bring you back. The Eagles are known for that. They're known for that. Warv says we're going to keep Bradbury, aren't we? It's starting to look that way, bro. It's really starting to look that way. Yo, Quezzy, what's going on, Quez? Quezzy talking brazy. He said everybody goes but Trashberry. Oh, man. Y'all funny. Y'all funny as hell. Warv said get Trashberry on the first private jet to Canada. Anthony Krobeck, what's good, bro? He says, how we doing, Tone? I'm doing great, my brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for showing love. Jorge Mendoza says, I feel like I'm the only person that doesn't hate Bradbury. You know, you're not the only one. I don't hate Bradbury, but I feel like he's limited, man. And it's a numbers game at this point. I don't hate him. Reese says we need a pass rusher. Nolan Smith isn't ready. Yeah, Nolan has a lot of growing still to do. So, you know, I'm trying my hardest to reserve judgment. I'm trying. Once again, I want to give a shout out to the people who've donated today. I want to give a shout out to my man Cody for donating as well with a super chat. Thank you, Warv, for your super chats as well. Thank you, Shep, for donating to the channel. Carol Hockaday. S. Blunt, thank you so much. Warv once again, and Shep. Warv and Shep, you guys donated multiple times today. Thank you guys so much. It really means a lot to me. I appreciate all the support you guys provide. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also all of you guys that are in the live stream now. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys continue to smash that like button. We're going to be live for about maybe another 5 to 10 minutes. And then we're going to take a little break. And then we'll be back later on at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:15 p.m. Central Time, 2:15 p.m. Mountain Time, and 1:15 p.m. Pacific Time. I'm going to be live at the Link Up with Simone Stanley and Lord Brunson. It's going to be a hell of a show, you guys. I can't wait to kick it with them. I just wanted to hop on a little early with you guys, to check the temperature, see how you guys were feeling, things of that nature, right? And also with a lot of these moves coming across the wire as we speak, I felt like it would be a dope conversation. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it would be a dope conversation with you guys as all these moves happen in real time. Shout out to my OG B More holding it down on the West Coast with the $5 super chat. He says, Tone, I knew Wilson was making it, and I told you Anias caught a cramp in IR. Tone, who do you think makes the practice squad from the wave players? I think EJ Jenkins will definitely be on the practice squad. I think if they can, I think Lou Nichols will be there. I think Austin Watkins will be there. They like him. I wouldn't be surprised if Kendall Milton is on the practice squad. Julian Okora, Will Greer, because you always want to have at least a quarterback on there as well. You might see Jason Poe, Andre Sam, maybe. Thank you again, B More, for your $5 super chat, Brody. Appreciate you, OG. Thank you. Desert Eagle says, damn good trio. Yes, sir. I'm grateful for those. I'm grateful for those people, man. I'm grateful for LB. I'm grateful for Simone Stanley, man. I'm just a guy that's trying to grow his brand, grow his channel. And I'm just trying, I'm trying to roll with the Giants. You feel me? No pun intended. I'm trying to roll with the Giants in this game. I consider, LB top dog in this thing, man. He one of the top dogs. I consider Simone Stanley a top dog in this media space, We are a great trio. Moose Brown says, there's nothing we can use Bradbury for, bro. What are you using him for? Denk says, Moose Brown decides what we should think. Y'all crazy, man. NewTube says, the Chargers just released Donald Parham. That'd be a good pickup for a tight end. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think Donald Parham, didn't he kill us 2 years ago or 3 years ago? Keisha White says the link up will be another movie this evening. Yeah, we're going to be there at 4:15 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be cool. Keisha White also says Vic likes Bradbury. Vic Fangio likes Bradbury. I kept hearing that, man. I kept hearing that. Philly 44 says, I can't believe they still have Bradbury on this team. Hey, you guys, you never know what may happen. You never know. You never know. Let's be patient. Shep says Bradbury is definitely limited, Tone, but we can use him. It's a possibility. Moose Brown says hate is a strong word, bro. If you want Bradbury on this team, then you need to package it up and waive him. Tony C says, hey, Tone, this feels like the 2022 Kansas City Chiefs defense, mostly young guys. Yeah, man. And we also got the veteran play caller, the defensive coordinator, and Vic Fangio. I think this defense is going to be pretty good. They're going to have to go through growing pains at first, but I think this defense has potential to be good. Little Tone was good, Brody. He says, I thought we were going to keep Paris Campbell since they are hiding Anias Smith on IR. That's what I thought too, Tone. That's what I thought. I thought, okay, you cut John Ross, you've dropped Anias Smith to the IR. That gives Paris Campbell a chance to make this roster. Come to find out, it's not the case. Not the case. Let's see what else we got here. No, still no updates yet. Will Kelly says, take Bradbury to Brazil and leave him. Y'all are ruthless. Ruthless. Y'all are crazy, man. Big Trag says it only took a 2026 fifth rounder to acquire Ernest from the Rams. Yeah, he got traded, JJ. He got traded. He got traded, man. All right. Before we get out of here, you guys, and like I said, the day is not over, man. We have a ton of content. We have a ton of content dropping today. I'm going to be live at 4:15 p.m. Eastern time with Laura Brunson and Simone Stanley at the link up. Make sure you guys tune into that, and also make sure you guys smash that like button before you leave. Really do appreciate it. Also, you guys, let me see here. Later on, I'm going to be live at 9 p.m. Eastern time and 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain time, 6 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to be live. I'm going to be live tonight with my man Pro Fan Talk. Okay, so I got a lot of content coming today, man. We're going to be outside. You feel me? We outside. The content is flowing. Shep said, Will Kelly, you wild. What Will say? Hold on, what Will say? Oh, yeah, right. Manny Fresh says, I feel like there's about to be one more big trade Howie makes before Brazil. I would agree with that. Donald Rome says, Paris being cut gives them a spot to keep Bradbury to trade Paris. To keep Bradbury to trade. Paris will be back. Remember, this is the first 53. That's true. It's only the initial one. C. Johnson. He says, excuse me, says they might be trying to keep a roster spot with the Campbell cut. Maybe keeping Ben Van Sumeren or Ricks. Yeah, I think this is going to happen. I think so far they're setting up a situation where they keep Ricks and Ben Van Sumeren. With the way he played in that Vikings game, I'm having a hard time thinking that he leaves. Chin says Bradbury can't play corner or safety. Is he playing cheerleader? Oh my God, you guys are ruthless. Will Kelly says, I'm linking up with y'all, Tone. Facts. Jameer Adams says, see you at 4:15, brother, man. Facts, you already know. Big Trag says, Howie. He said, how about we get Reddick back? I think that ship has sailed, man. I have a hard time believing that's the move. Because he's looking to get paid. And the Eagles already made up their minds. Sad day. All right, let's see where we at. Let me check Twitter one more time before we get out of here, see if there's any updates. Let's see. Let me see what else happens. Let's see. Now I'm not seeing anything come across yet, you guys. I'm not seeing anything quite yet. Nope. Not seeing it. Not seeing it, you guys. But look, let's go through the cuts one more time. Let's go through the list one more time, okay? We're going to go through the list of cuts, and we're going to go through my 53-man roster prediction, okay? We're going to go through both of those things, all right? Let's do that. So, as far as players who've been released, waived, or pushed on IR, John Ross, wide receiver. Will Grier, quarterback. Julian Okoro, off-ball linebacker. Perry Nickerson, cornerback. Max Sharping, offensive lineman. Paris Campbell, wide receiver. E.J. Jenkins, tight end. Lou Nichols, running back. Jason Poe, offensive lineman. Zach McPherson, cornerback. Sean Steffens, cornerback. Kevin Foch, tight end. Andre Sam, safety. Teron Jackson, defensive end. Griffin Hebert, wide receiver. Austin Watkins, wide receiver. Kendall Milton, running back. Brandon Smith, linebacker. And on injured reserve, you have Anaya Smith and Albert O. Now let's go back to my 53-man roster prediction, okay? Before we get out of here. And I really do appreciate you guys for locking in. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the show, especially if you're new. It means a lot to me. You guys are tuned in to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. If you guys are new, my name is Tone DeShields II, and I'm really grateful for you guys locking in with me. You have a ton of options, yet you're still kicking it with me. That goes a long way. All right. Now, this is my final 53-man roster prediction, right? After cutdown day. So as of right now, I have Jalen Hurts, Tanner McKee, and Kenny Pickett at quarterback. At running back, I have Saquon Barkley, Kenny Gainwell, Will Shipley, and Tyrion Davis-Price. So far, that's looking like it's working. At wide receiver, we have our first hiccup. At wide receiver, I had A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jahan Dotson, Britton Covey, Johnny Wilson, and Anaya Smith. Now, Anaya Smith, he's not on the active roster. He is officially on IR. So this didn't pan out. It's looking like the Philadelphia Eagles are going to keep 5 wide receivers so far. They have cut Paris Campbell and John Ross. So those were the other options, and here we are. They've also cut Austin Watkins and Justin Herbert. Now, tight end, Dallas Goedert, Grant Calcaterra, and E.J. Jenkins has been waived. So as of right now, and they've also waived Albert O. So as of right now, the Philadelphia Eagles only have 2 tight ends on the roster right now. They've waived Kevin Foch, they've waived Albert O, and they've waived E.J. Jenkins. Maybe the Philadelphia Eagles trade for another tight end or they find one. Now, offensive line. We still have an offensive line. So far, I'm still in the green. I'm still on track. I got Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, Mekhi Becton, Lane Johnson, Tyler Steen, Trevor Keegan, Fred Johnson, Darian Kennard, Dylan McMahon. That's who I have making this team on offensive line. At D tackle, I have Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams, Moro Ajoma, Thomas Booker, Marlon Tuipulotu. I got them bringing 6 DTs. Albert O is on IR. He is. At edge / off-ball linebacker, I have Josh Sweat, Bryce Huff, Brandon Graham, Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt, Patrick Johnson. At middle linebacker, I have Devin White, Zach Bond, Nakobe Dean, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. And as far as my defensive backs, I have Darius Slay, Quinyon Mitchell, Isaiah Rodgers, Keely Ringo, Cooper DeJean, CJ GJ, Reed Blankenship, and Avonte Maddox. And on special teams, Jake Elliott, Braden Mann, and Rick Lovato. Now, 2 of the guys so far, two players that I thought would make this roster did not make the roster. So my 53-man roster prediction now is at 51 players, which means there's space for 2 more guys. Who could that be? Could it be Ben Van Sumeren? Could it be Eli Ricks? Could it be James Bradbury? Right? So far, I'm 51 for 53. 2 guys that I thought would make it did not make it. So I still have a passing grade. And we'll see how this thing pans out, you guys. I'm going to see you guys later on. I'm going to be live. Again, I'm going to be live at 4:15 p.m. Eastern time. Okay? 4:15 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm also going to be live at 9 p.m. Eastern time, okay? At 4:15, I'm going to be linking up with Lord Brunson and Simone Stanley. And at 9 p.m., I'm going to have a show with Mark Thomas from Pro Fan Talk to discuss the latest on your Philadelphia Eagles when it comes to roster cuts. So again, we have content dropping all day on Chalk It Up Sports. I want to make sure I feed you guys and make sure you guys know exactly what's going on. Please make sure you guys stay locked in. Make sure you smash that like button. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for donating to the channel as well, the way you guys have. Shout out to Shep. Shout out to Warv. Shout out to S. Blunt. Shout out to Carol Hockaday. Shout out to Cody as well. Shout out to my man B More. Thank you guys so much for donating to the channel, and all you guys that are watching. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate the newcomers. I appreciate my new subscribers who've locked in. Thank you guys for smashing that like button. Thank you guys for also being subscribed to the show as well. It means a lot to me. And of course, you guys know how I get down here. Make sure you guys stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. I'm your guy, your humble host, Tone DeShields II, and I'll see you guys later. You've been tuned in to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game.